to know. So you need to know the following 6 topics. Okay, so these are topics that you need to know. So these comprise all of your exam. Okay, and we'll
Yep.
see how your exam is divided. So it's important. So obviously, the first one is business in the real world. So the way the business works. So what is the business? What are the different types of businesses? Okay, so obviously the businesses are defined by the ownership. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so from sole trader up to public limited companies. Yeah, so we have sole traders, then we have partnership. Yeah, and then
Yep.
we have obviously private limited companies. We have public limited companies. So you need to know the differences between these. That's what we are talking about, the business. And
Mm-hmm.
also, we need to know how these businesses they are set up, okay, and then how do they expand, okay.
Yep.
Now, business like a human being, like you and me, there are a number of things that obviously influences us, so influence our behavior, the way we behave. Okay, so businesses also they have got influences. So it's what actually makes business do what they do. Okay. So some
Mm-hmm.
of the influences are going to come from what I'm sure you have heard of stakeholders. Have you heard of
Yep.
stakeholders?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. So what do you think stakeholders are? What's the definition of
Stakeholders were like part of no, it's a group of people that
mm-hmm,
influenced by a business. For
mm-hmm,
example, owners,
mm-hmm,
local community,
mm-hmm.
what else? Suppliers.
Okay. Yeah. So the government itself, yeah. The
Yep.
employees, yeah. The managers, yeah. So all these they have interest in the business. That's why. Yeah, they are called stakeholders. You see, those not only the business, not only the human beings, but also
Mm-hmm.
organizations themselves. As I said, the government is one of them. So what is important is not just to know them, okay, that they have interest in the business. Then we need to know what their interests are. That's what is important. So if you mention the employee, so what do you think is the interest of employee in the business?
To get his rise in his payment. Also, to make business as efficient as possible from his side. So he he must
Mm,
do his
mm.
job well. So
All
on.
right. Okay. Yeah. So their interest is more to do. Remember, they are working there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So it's to make sure that their jobs is protected, is safe. Yeah. So they're not going to lose the job tomorrow or next week because remember, this provide them income, and they use this income to support the living of their own families. Yeah, including themselves. So it's important to make sure that the business is going to live for longer. Yeah, they don't
Mm-hmm.
want to see themselves having no job tomorrow, which means having no income tomorrow. So this making sure that obviously the business is surviving. Okay. Yeah. What about the government? Why? What is the interest of the government in the business?
Business can provide jobs for government in unemployed areas of the country.
So it
Uh,
reduces unemployment.
yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Also, I'm not really sure. Actually, to be
Yeah, so it
honest.
reduces unemployment because unemployment is the problem of the government. It's not a problem of people.
Yeah.
So when people are unemployed, that's why always they'll blame the government. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the second interest why government is interested in the business is because people who are working, they pay taxes. So
Mm-hmm.
because they pay taxes, the government has those taxes, yeah, which you call tax revenues. So they earn that money, and that money they use for public goods. So like roads, defense,
Yeah.
education, health. Okay, so obviously that's why it's their interest to make sure that these people who are working, they are paying taxes. Yeah, and that's why they like
Mm-hmm.
them. So it's not only employees who pay taxes, but also even businesses themselves. They pay what is known as a corporation tax.
Yeah.
So this is the tax, obviously, on the performance of the business. So if they make a lot of profit, then a certain proportion of that profit is paid to the government as corporation tax. Yeah, so it's
Mm-hmm.
a source of tax revenues. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What about the managers?
Managers,
Hmm.
we must make sure that employees are working good and we don't have any problems.
Right. Interest is the benefit. When you hear interest, is the benefit. What's the benefit? What do they benefit from it? Yeah, so managers definitely, yeah, remember they tend to be paid like any other employee. So
Yeah.
again, they will be interesting to see that actually the business is going to live longer, but
Mm-hmm.
also the business need to expand. If it expands, then it means they have more responsibility. So having more responsibility, it means they're going to be paid more money. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also they make sure that the business is actually profitable. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Another stakeholder is a competitor, which you may think is not a stakeholder. What's the interest of this competitor in this particular business?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what a
Uh,
competitor is?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, think you and me, yeah. Let's say we are age mate and we are going to school, yeah. And
Yeah.
then there's this little girl who is so beautiful, and then we are fighting for this girl.
Mm-hmm.
So we are competitors, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is our interest now?
Uh,
Yeah.
to get better products or to be better
Yeah.
than your
Then they are
competitor.
competitor. Yeah. Yeah. But also to make sure that you get ideas from the competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you try, they are always spying each other to see what makes you tick, what makes you succeed. Yeah, in the same way, you and me, I'll be trying, if the girl goes to you or loves you more than me, I'll be trying to find out what actually is making you attractive to that girl.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find it, then I'm going to tell this girl, trying to make sure that that thing is a fake, or I will create all sorts of different stories which are bad. The whole idea is that I want to win that girl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the businesses do exactly the same. They tend to fight with each other, and then obviously they try to gain advantage by actually identifying what are the secrets of the other business being successful. Yeah, yeah, that's a really nasty, not good. Yeah, and then obviously we need business operations, and then obviously human resources. So it's the people, obviously in the business, and the people in the business, they are lifeblood of the business. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so what we are interested in here is obviously try to understand what can make you work harder, so that your productivity is going to increase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we're interested. So what makes you actually being motivated? So going to look at what motivates people in this particular business so that they can produce more and also they can produce higher quality goods and services. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have marketing, which is involved to do with obviously we need to promote the products. Yeah, taking the products to the customers and also making sure that we understand what the customers are looking for, and then we develop specifically the products that are needed by the market.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have finance. Again, it's the lifeblood of business because without the money, there's no way you can actually run the business. So
Mm-hmm.
money is needed for buying raw materials, which you need to use to produce your goods and services, but also you need the money to buy equipment in the business, and you need the money also to pay for your employees who are working for you. So all sorts of different activities of the business, they are supposed
Mm-hmm.
to be paid for. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is extremely important. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. Okay. So now, how are you going to be assessed? That's really important. So you understand what sort of exam are you going to have. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you have paper one. Okay. So paper
Yeah.
one, they are telling you where actually paper one is going to come from. So paper one is going to look at the influences of operations as well as human resource management on business activities. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, that will include the business in the real world and influences on the business, which obviously we're talking about various stakeholders, business operations. So these are day-to-day activities of the business. And then obviously don't forget people, yeah, because people are very important in the business. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have paper two. Now, paper two is going to look at the influences of marketing and also finance on the business activity. Again, questions are going to be from business in the world, influences on the business, marketing itself, and the finance, which is the money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously we want to know how long and how many marks are going to be awarded. Okay. So you have paper one, you have section A, and section A is a multiple choice questions. And then
Mm-hmm.
obviously you have also short answer questions, which gives you 20 marks. Again, we're going to look at these as we go along. Then you have section B, yeah, which one has one case study. So these are data response questions, and that gives you approximately 34 marks. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have section C, which again is a case study. Again, it's going to give you data response. So we'll be looking at those and how do we answer them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Paper two again is similar to the paper one, so it has the obviously section A, which has the multiple choice questions and short answer questions, which is worth 20 marks. And then section B has one case study, which is more to do with the data response question, and you're going to have 34 marks for that.
Mm-hmm.
And section C has one case study, again, data response questions, which obviously is worth 36 marks. So if you add them up, you realize that each one of them has actually 90 marks. So paper one obviously will give you 90 marks, and you're going to have 1 hour, 45 minutes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it's going to be 50% of your mark. So it's important that you do very well in both papers. Again, paper two, the amount of time is actually the same. And again, you have the same amount, number of marks, which is 90. And then it gives you obviously 50% of the mark. So in order for you to do well, you need to do well in both of these papers. Okay, so the total marks
Mm-hmm.
overall is 180. Okay. Yeah, so that's all you need. There are other detailed things which you can actually read yourself in the module specification. It's very important that you have that document. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope you have it. Do you have it?
I think so.
You think so?
Yep.
You're just thinking, or you have it?
I'm not sure. I will need to check it because it's probably somewhere in my backpack. So
Uh-huh. Okay.
it will take time.
Okay, that's all right. As long as you know what you need, because obviously you can't just sit without. I mean, you can't do well. You need to know
Mm-hmm.
where you're heading to. Yeah, what is
Yeah,
more
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely have it. Yep.
yeah. Okay. All right. So to give you this. Okay. So I've sent you these what we're going through. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you on the chat,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
can download from there to check that you have received it.
Yep, I have it.
Okay. Right. Okay. So I'm going to look at the stakeholders. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.